Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Oklahoma Ride Along. Thanks for choosing to come along with me on this episode. So, today is the day that I have been waiting for, and I think a lot of you have also been waiting for. Today is the day we're finally going to get to start harvest. I've had the combine back into the shop, just checking over everything, double checking things, make sure everything is good to go. It's good to go. Now, it's the first day of fall. If you'll remember, I'm playing 6 day seasons. It's the first day of fall, and the wheat is just now ready. And one of the reasons why, the reason why the wheat is just now ready is because we actually planted spring wheat. We didn't put the wheat in until, gosh, I think it was the third, might have been the third or fourth day of spring this year, because I didn't actually take ownership of the farm until the spring. So we're a little bit late getting our wheat put in, but we are going to get started now. We're going to go crawl up in our brand new to us TR96. Now, there's a couple of mods that I have added since we really did much farming last, and I'm going to tell you what they are. They are, let's see if I can remember what the name of this one is exactly. The first one is advanced stats, and so that's what you're seeing over there above the speedometer on the right. That's statistics. That's the advanced stats mod that's available from the mod hub. The second mod that I have installed and we are using now is the combine experience, which is a combine, I think combine and probably forage harvester only mod that just kind of gives you some of the basic statistics that you would find in a combine, like crop moisture, tons per hour, how much power you're using, tons per acre, etc. And then the third thing that I'm using, and you'll see this later, is I actually went ahead and reinstalled unit converter Lite. So from now on, we're going to be seeing units in like gallons and bushels and pounds and things like that for the units instead of liters and, well, basically just liters. Alright, so let's get going here. I'm just going to turn that advanced statistics off for right now. And now you may be thinking to yourself, okay, you got a 30-foot header and you've got like a 25-foot gate here. So what I'm going to ask you to do is hold my beverage and we'll get through this gate right here. Hopefully without any sort of incident. Now I did have to take my gates down to be able to make this happen, but that, my friends, is how you get a 30-foot header through a 25-foot gate. Alright, so another thing that I noticed when I was trying to figure out what I needed to do to get this this combine in the field over here is that the combine, there's no way it was going to make it down the normal road into the fields over here, because the fields we're going to, if you don't know, they're over here to my right. They're just past the trees. And so what I had to do is a couple of days ago, I went around to all my fields and I decided that what I should probably do is figure out how I was going to get into all these fields. And so I just kind of went around and I looked at the route that made the most sense, where I didn't have to cut down many trees or anything. And so the way we're going to have to get the combine into these two fields over here is we're going to come right down the road down here. Now the Halloween machine, and if you don't know what the Halloween machine is, I introduced you in the last video. That is my new to me 1975 Transtar 2 grain truck. It is already staged over in the corner of the field, and now it can get down the entrance to the field just fine, doesn't have a problem. So what I did is a couple days ago, I came down through here, brought my chainsaw, and I just cut down some old dead trees. I had the 4430 with me, and I just hooked the chain to them, and I pulled them out here, kind of into the ditch, where I can get them and cut them down, or cut them for firewood later on. And for now, for a temporary field entrance, we're gonna go right through here. Now, eventually, in this area right here, it's kind of a little bit of an overgrown, kind of brushy pasture, and eventually, I'd like to kind of fence this off and maybe put some cattle in here. But that's sort of down the road. That's in the 5-year plan, but it's definitely not going to happen this year. Had to cut down one more tree right there, but that pretty much is going to get us to the field here where we need to be. All right, I really don't know what sort of yield we're going to have once we get going. I do know that it looks a lot better than it did back in early summer. I was really kind of worried about this wheat back in early summer because it was very thin, but it did thicken up a little bit as it matured a little further, and we're gonna see how it goes. All right, let's get this thing started. The maiden voyage of the TR96. We're gonna get our separator started. Now, one of the things that the Combine Experience mod brings to the table is now you are able to start your separator and your header separately, which is how a real combine works. All right, so here we go. We're gonna drop this baby in, and we're gonna see what happens. Now, I'm not dropping a straw swath. Don't want to slug my combine. I'm gonna slow down here. We're gonna find us a nice happy speed where we can work here in just a second. We may start around 2 miles an hour and see how that works. See how much power we're using. So we're pretty much using all of it. Down there you see we're at, I don't know, 95 to 100 kilowatts. Whatever a kilowatt is. No, I'm just kidding. I know what a kilowatt is, but it'd be cool if that was in horsepower. I guess it doesn't really matter because it's just a percentage. So it doesn't make a difference if it's in kilowatts or horsepower. So, and as you can see down there, in our little fill indicator bar, it is in bushels, and we're seeing bushels per acre, which is very cool. And this wheat is actually doing pretty decent. So it's doing 211 bushels per acre, which is ridiculous. That's not even a real thing. So either there's a unit that's incorrect, or either my unit converter isn't quite working correct, or we have silly farming simulator yield numbers that we're seeing here, which is, I'm guessing, silly farming simulator yield numbers. Well, I doubt very seriously that we are going to make it around to the truck, so that's not great. I guess I probably should have, I guess I should have gone the other way. I really kind of figured I could have made it around to the truck from here, but I'm not going to be able to. So what we're going to do is we'll just back up here. We're going to go to the external view. So we're going to back up here, and we're going to taxi back around, and we're going to go towards the truck. Now, for those of you who are just tuning in, maybe this is the first episode you've watched or the second episode you've watched, or whatever. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for seeing what I'm all about here. But for those of you who don't know, I don't have a grain cart. All I have, as far as harvest equipment goes, is a combine and a tandem truck. So there is no grain cart to come and catch grain anywhere. We just kind of got to be smart about how we cut this field, and just kind of got to make it work. I really didn't know what kind of yields to expect when I started here. Didn't really have a thought, but I wonder, is there any precision farming related, anything going on? So there's not there. I'll probably need to adjust my reel a little bit. I'll pick it up. Let's see, it just goes up, it didn't go out. Alright, so let's switch to maybe the mini map. Yeah, okay, so I have got, I do have a yield map going here. So, and it's pretty decent. Now, so 50 to 125%. So apparently I must be running at 125%. So I don't know what the actual like world record wheat yield is in bushels per acre, but I don't know. If any of you guys, I'm pretty sure in the United States we don't get 200 bushel per acre wheat, but if any of you guys are watching from Europe or South America or someplace like that, perhaps the former Soviet Union states or countries, rather, do you guys ever see 200 bushel per acre yields? Because I don't believe we do here in the United States. This is pretty great as far as making money and all goes, but it's kind of silly. This is kind of a silly high yield. I guess it'll be fun though, because I'm going to make a lot of money. I did spend a lot of money on fertilizer. I did put a lot of fertilizer down, and actually whenever I kind of figured out how much fertilizer I did put down, it was on the upper end of the scale as far as Giant's precision farming goes. So maybe I just put a ridiculous amount of fertilizer down and didn't know it, and so that's why these high yields are what they are. This is going to be some slow going, because I'm using all the kilowatts I have. Not going to be able to go any faster. This combine has only got 240 horsepower, and so I knew that I was going to be driving pretty slow when it came to using this combine, but I wasn't really expecting this kind of yield, so I wasn't really expecting to have to drive this slow. I was hoping for more than 1 mile per hour. This is going to take a long time, folks. So now I'm wondering how this would have been if I hadn't fertilized at all, like used no fertilizer. Because I remember I'm playing on the hard difficulty level, if that makes a difference when it comes to precision farming. But I remember when I was putting a fertilizer down, I was putting 440 kilograms per hectare down. And that sounds like a lot. I never actually did go back and do the conversion, to pounds per acre. So I'm not real sure. That might be close to, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I guess I'll probably have to do that. I'm probably going to have to do that math, though, and figure figure out how many pounds per acre I actually did put down. Wow. So, as you can probably already suspect, I am not going to be recording all of my wheat harvest because that's going to take, I mean, that'll be like 20 episodes uh, in itself. But we are going to get a fair amount of harvest footage, wheat and corn and soybeans all alike. So it's going to be interesting. I think. I hope you guys will enjoy the harvest season with me. I gotta be honest, this is brutally slow. But I think even if I had, with as high yielding as this wheat is, I think even if I had 500 horsepower, it still would be, really slow. I might be able to do 4 miles an hour or something with the 30-foot header, but I'm still not going to be able to do a lot of speed. Man, I may not even make it to the truck. I don't think I am going to make it to the truck. I'm going to have to drive the truck through the trees. Get over here to me. Well, I could just about make it. But I don't think I'm going to. No, I just don't see it happening. I might be able to drive the truck right through there on my right. It looks like I'm probably going to have to. Yep, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to be able to swing around the trees. Alright. Well, we're going to back up and we are going to hop out and we will go grab the truck. Let's swap back. We'll just turn the separator off for now. Just swing out into this open area here. We'll just pull the truck down here into the field. It's pretty firm up here on the hill. I don't think we'll have a problem. Didn't even turn it off. I don't think we'll have a problem getting the truck out here. So, for those of you who do not know, this is the Halloween machine. And it's named the Halloween machine because it's black and orange. Alright, let's see if we can get her over there to the combine. Yeah, I think we can drive right through here. This doesn't look too low, I don't think. Nah, we're fine. Alright, so alright, so that's going to do it there. We're just going to leave her parked right here for now. We'll pop back up in the combine. Oh, we're missing the truck. Well, that's unfortunate, but that's just kind of farming simulator for you. We'll pull over here and actually get her into the truck. So I know I just introduced this combine in the last episode, and there's probably a lot of you that are thinking, this combine has been out for a while. I wonder why he picked this one. He mentioned in the last episode that he looked at an N7 Gleaner, and I did. I looked at a lot of different mods. Man, I looked at a lot of different combine mods. And, if those of you guys that know me, they know, there's a story that goes along with this series. I'm not just out here playing. There is actually a story in my mind that goes along with this series that I'm playing. And so I had to come up with a combine that made sense from a financial standpoint because I didn't have a lot of money to start with. And I wanted something that was kind of interesting. I didn't just want another John Deere. I didn't just want another case. And initially, I was actually looking for. Initially, I was actually looking for a John Deere, and I looked at a lot of different John Deere mods. Like I was saying, there's a 4400, a John Deere 4400 mod, which is an older combine, like from, I think they started making them in the late 70s. There's a really good mod out there. This is a 4400, and I looked hard at that one, and that was, for a long. I've been doing combine research for like 2 weeks to try to figure out which combine I wanted to use in game. I would look in actual real life, at Tractor House and Fastline, look to see what was available and what was in real life, what would be in my price range. And so then I would go and look, okay, is there a mod of this combine? And sometimes there would be, and sometimes there wouldn't be. And other times I would just go and look. I was like, okay, let me find a really good combine mod, and I'll then see, I'll go to Tractor House, I'll go to Fastline, and see what these would cost in real life, and see if it would make sense that my character in the series would actually be able to own one of these things. So I looked at John Deere's, I looked at Internationals, I looked at Case Internationals, I looked at Massey Ferguson's, I looked at the ML Gleaners. I think they were M, either N, no, not M. Anyways, I looked at the L Series Gleaner mod that's out there. I looked at the NSeries that's just been released, and originally I thought I really wanted to use a Gleaner, and so I thought, okay, let me go out there and see what kind of Gleaner mods are out there. And the first one I found that was released at the time was the L Series Gleaner. And I took a hard look at it, and it's a pretty good looking mod. I mean, it's not super detailed, maybe not quite as detailed as I was really looking for, but from a functional standpoint, it seemed to be, it seemed pretty good. I put them all. I've got a test save game where I, will load mods into and, sow something or plant something or harvest something or check out tractors, whatever, to just kind of see what I think of them. And so I had the L Series Gleaner, and it worked pretty good. I didn't really have any major problems, but then I go back to, well, how does this fit the story that goes along with the game? And I decided to not go with that combine for a few different reasons. And I thought, man, it would be really cool if I could get, the first series, if I could get the N-Series Gleaner rotary, because correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I do believe that was the very first Gleaner rotary combine was the N-Series. I think they had an N5, an N6, and an N7. They might have had an N4, not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty confident they had the 5, 6, and 7. So that's what I really wanted. And there was a private mod out there, but I couldn't find anywhere where it had been released. It wasn't released on the Facebook group that I'd seen it on. So I kind of forgot about that and put it on the back burner. And that's when I kind of started looking at this TR series mod, and I really kind of liked it. It was obscure. I'm from Oklahoma. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time, I'm actually from Oklahoma, and this map is based in a town in Oklahoma. And I have actually seen a few of these combines like this around. I mean, they're not popular. Kind of like I said in the last episode, they're not a popular combine, but I have actually seen a few of these these older twin rotor New Hollands. They are around in Oklahoma. And so I started looking at this, and it had, the mod came with New Holland headers that looked pretty good. The combines themselves looked pretty good. The mod maker, he had gone to the effort to figure out exactly how much horsepower it's supposed to have, figure out exactly how big a fuel tank it's supposed to have, figure out how big a grain tank it's supposed to be at, what grain tank extensions were available for it at the time. So, I mean, the person who made this mod, I feel like they really did a good job. And so that's really one of the main things that kind of turned me on to this mod, is the fact that it was, the mod author did a nice job with it. And I'm still glad that I picked this combine. I did download the new NSeries gleaners, and because they were released at the time of this, at the time of the recording of this video, this episode, they were released like 3 days ago, from the recording date of this video. And so I was able to download it. I was able to take a look at it, and I threw it over onto my test save game, and it's good. The combine itself is detailed and looks nice. Again, guys, please don't take this as like I'm bashing the mod or anything, because I'm not. I mean, I'm not a modder. I dabble, but I'm not a modder, and I'm so glad that we have modders out there that make farming simulators so much better. And so I'm not bashing anybody's mod. I'm not. Please don't take it that way. But I believe, from what I kind of read on Facebook and kind of what I saw, that it wasn't the finished version of the NSeries gleaners, that there's still some work to do, but he had it far enough along that he kind of wanted to release it and have some feedback. And so I took a look at it, and I was like, this is not really polished yet, and I believe he is going to polish it up and release a more polished version. And so I didn't really want to put it in game and put it out on YouTube, with it not being really complete and to the final point of where the modder was happy with it. And so that's why I didn't go with the NSeries gleaner that's just been released within the past few days. I did take a look at it. It's a really good looking mod. Like I said, the combine itself looks great. It's pretty detailed. I think it's probably at least as detailed as this New Holland is. I don't know if it's any more detailed or not, but it's a good looking mod. But like I said, I think just some of the scripting and some of the little bits and pieces of it were maybe just not quite as polished as they could be yet. And I didn't want to put an unfinished, unpolished mod out on YouTube, thinking that the guy was probably going to go ahead and finish polishing it up. I didn't want to do that. And plus, by the time that mod got released, I had already done all the research with this combine, really kind of started to like the whole story and the history of these TR combines. I already actually had it in game. I had all my pricing figured out. I knew exactly about what one would cost me to buy on auction in real life, in this year range and an hour range. So I just decided, what, I'm gonna keep the New Holland, and we're just gonna make it interesting. So that's kind of the backstory of how I ended up with the New Holland combine. In real life, I'm a John Deere guy. The friends of mine that I helped have helped quite a bit historically. They're pretty much strictly Deere, and it's not that they bash any other brand, but they're very technology intense. They're pretty progressive when it comes to that, and they were early adopters of precision ag technology. So that's one of the reasons they run Deere, and I have been exposed the most to Deere. So um, I guess I'm kind of predispositioned to John Deere as far as equipment goes. But that's one of the fun things about Farming Simulator is that there's, especially now, as long as 19 has been out, there's a lot of really good mods out there, and it gives you the opportunity to try something different. I'm used to running, um, late model John Deere equipment basically, and this gives me the opportunity to be able to do something different. I just thought to myself that instead of driving up there, I'm going to hop out of here right quick, and I'm going to run up here and grab this truck and pull it back down here to the corner of the field. I hope you guys are enjoying the episode. I don't really know what to think about this 200 bushel per acre yield thing. I did notice at the north end of the field down here where I'm at now, the yield did go down some. So it's only like 180 bushels the acre or something now, something pitiful like that. So this is one of the parts of Farming Simulator that's kind of like, this is pretty unrealistic. Because if this is supposed to be the hard setting, then what's the easy setting like? I don't know. I was noticing the other day before, obviously this is the first time I'm going to harvest, but I was noticing the other day when I just started kind of looking at farm or at crop prices. We'll go just quickly here and look at the farm prices here. So for wheat right now, at Banner Co-op, so this is the highest price. It's $11.18 bushels to the acre. $11.18 per bushel, which is pretty ridiculously high, at least here in Oklahoma, as far as wheat goes. That's pretty crazy high. I think farmers around here would get pretty ecstatic if it was like $7 wheat. $8 wheat would probably be, pretty outrageous. I know I've helped harvest. I've helped my friends, harvest before when it was like $3 wheat and like $2.75 wheat. So, this, for those of you who know and have been following the series so far, this is one of the reasons that I like to make other parts of the game so difficult for me. Because when it comes to things like this, cutting 200 bushel the acre wheat and then getting paid, $11 a bushel for it, that's just, I make other parts of the game hard and expensive because of situations like this where, the yields are crazy high and the price you get paid for it is crazy high. So instead of having crazy on crazy, I make it realistic, and then the back half of it's crazy. So anyways, well guys, I don't think I'm gonna have any time lapse in this episode, and I'm already at like 35 minutes or something like that, so I think I'm gonna let you guys go here. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys are excited about this. I know that I am, and I hope you tune in for the next episode. Probably the next episode we're going to be time-lapsing some wheat harvest. And so if you guys want to see some time-lapse, just watching me truck around at 1 mile an hour in the combine, then tune in the next episode. Guys, thanks so much for following along. I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are too. Let me know in the comments what you think about the wheat yield situation and the price situation. And let me know what you think about the combine. And as always, if you've got a mod, or especially like a gameplay mod, like Combine Experience or Advanced Stats or something like that, that you think would that I think would find interesting or you'd like to see implemented, let me know about it, because I'm always up for gameplay mods, especially ones that make the game more interesting or make it more realistic. Another thing about comments is that YouTube has been kind of weird on comments lately. They've been getting rid of some comments that I don't believe there's probably anything wrong with them, as far as the community guidelines go. So I'm not real sure what's going on there. But if you do leave a comment and for some reason it gets removed, or I don't ever respond because I respond to most comments, don't get offended or anything. I think it's just YouTube kind of being dumb. Hopefully before long they'll get that straightened out. But guys, thanks so much. If you enjoy the comment, please consider subscribing. That way you know when I release new episodes. You can also find out about new episodes on Instagram, because every time I release an episode, I post an Instagram. So guys, once again, thanks a lot. I hope you're ready for some slow motion wheat harvest. We'll see you.